Good morning, guys. I decided that I was going to pop on today and talk a little bit about some of the misperceptions around my company, my health and wellness company that I'm partnered with and have been partnered with for almost 7 years. It'll be 7 years next month. And I did a poll recently on my Instagram story. It was last week, I believe. And I asked some questions. I wanted you guys to give me your feedback on where are your misperceptions? What are your beliefs around Isagenix? What do you think about Isagenix? When you hear the name or when you think about the company, what are some things that come to mind? And I put out some common beliefs that I've heard of. I put out some, hey there, how's it going? I put out, some different polls for you guys to give me your feedback so that I can help bring you the information and educate you and share my experience because, I was somebody who was skeptical. I was somebody who literally rolled my eyes at people who were using Isagenix. This was, like I said, 7 years ago when my husband and I owned a CrossFit gym, and I didn't want to have anything to do with it. I was a whole food eater. I was big into whole foods is where it's at. I get everything I need from my food, and it really humbled me when I learned about the importance of minerals and the importance of high quality nutrition to supplement our already healthy diet, because unfortunately we live in a time where our food is lacking in nutrients. I'm not going to talk today about that topic, but you can research it. I mean, you can Google what's going on with our food system. Our soil is depleted. We live in a time where we need to supplement our food and we need to get those minerals and those essential nutrients in our bodies so that we can thrive. So I was humbled when, 10 days into trying the products, I was lit up with energy. Prior to that, I'd been napping every day, multiple times a day in between coaching my CrossFit classes. And I had to look at the product and say, okay, what's in here that is making me feel so amazing, because I was already eating very healthily. I was already working out. I was already fit and thought that was as good as it could get. I didn't know that I could feel better. So I am here as an advocate for other people's health, for my own health. Like, I am just all about teaching people what they don't know, because I didn't know. And so I feel like it's my duty now to really help educate people about what's going on with our food system and some of the misperceptions that people have. So one of the things, that came up, the most popular thing was that it's expensive. So that was something that a lot of people came back saying, my belief about Isagenix is that it's expensive. And so I have 5 points that I want to cover today, and I might dance around a little bit within those topics. But the first one is really looking at where you place value on things. So one person might think that a $600 or $700 iPhone is not expensive for what they get, because they love it. They use it every single day. They build their business on it. It's literally, you have access to everybody, right? You can, from the touch of your phone, you can access people all over the world. So for someone, hey Casey, for someone, a $600 iPhone might not be an expensive item for them. It might be worth the value because they use it a lot and they get value out of that. For someone else, they might look at that $600 price tag and say, hell no, that is way too expensive for a freaking phone. Maybe they don't use social media. Maybe they aren't someone who's on their phone a lot or doesn't use it to build a business. So it's all about your perception of what's expensive and what's not. And it's what we place value on. So for me personally speaking, I place a lot of value on my health. And so when I look at a system like Isagenix that I use as a tool every single day to fill in the gaps on what's missing from my food, it's an investment for me. I don't think of it as an expense. I don't think of every single month going, oh, I got to spend money on this nutrition that makes me feel amazing. No, I think to myself, this is an investment in my long-term health. I am somebody who would prefer to stay out of the doctor's office and prefer to stay out of the hospital as long as I possibly can. And I know that, things happen, but I also know that I have control over what I'm putting in my body and making sure that I'm my best self and that I feel my best. And I'm not talking about people that have chronic illness or anything like that. Like, I get it. There's a reason why we need to go to the doctor. That's a totally different topic. What I'm saying is that I want to do everything I can to keep myself healthy. And I know that what I put in my body has a huge, huge impact on that. So for me, it's an investment. And for a lot of the people that I coach and I work with, they want something that's going to work for them long term. So they're looking at it as an investment in their health. They're not looking at it as an extra expense. An expense is something that there's no return, right? An expense is something like, I can't even think, right? Okay, you pay a bill, or you something that doesn't have a return for you, that it's just a one-time thing and there's nothing, you're not getting anything back for it. When you invest in your health and you invest in a product or nutrition that's going to make you feel better, that's going to give you long-term health, that is an investment. So when you're thinking about something being expensive, ask yourself, why do I think this is expensive? Is it because I don't value this item enough to invest in that or to put my money towards that? Or is it because I'm comparing it to something else that is cheaper, which maybe for good reason is cheaper, right? Like I go to grocery stores all the time and I'm a label reader. So I'm one of those people that will look at the labels and I want to know ingredients. I want to know the quality of the ingredients. So I will look at companies. I will Google them. I will research where they're sourcing their ingredients from. And not everybody does that stuff, but I do. And because, like I said, I'm an advocate for people's health. I want to be able to give proper information and educate people. A lot of people don't have time to do that stuff. So when I'm looking at some of the stuff that's in the supermarkets and in some of the supplement stores and online that is literally garbage ingredients, we're talking about artificial sweeteners, artificial flavors, very, very low quality proteins, just not quality product. And you can go to Costco and buy a big 5-gallon jug of whey protein, and people think they're getting this great, bang for their buck, but what they don't realize that what's inside of that is not the best quality. And your body is built on what you put in it. So if you're putting good stuff in, you're going to build good, healthy tissue, muscle, cells. If you're putting shitty quality foods in your body, that's what your body is built on. That is what your muscle tissue is built on. And so again, it goes back to, what do you value most? Do you value your health? And if you do, then be open to being educated about what's in our food and some alternative solutions to things that you're already eating that you can replace with something healthier. The other thing is, so like I said a minute ago about compared to what. So when you're comparing something you're saying it's expensive, look at what you're comparing it to. Oftentimes, you're going to be comparing it to something of a much lower quality. Isagenix is the reason why my husband and I said yes to this company, was because we did the research. We looked at the company. We looked at who was running it. We looked at the formulators. We looked at where they're sourcing their ingredients from. And we said, this is legit. These people have their customers' best interest in mind. They don't cut corners. They are a no compromise company. If there is an ingredient in one of their products that for some reason they can't get access to, they will pull the product off the market before they will put some other shitty, lower grade supplement ingredient in there just to get it out to the people. They will take the hit financially of taking that product off the market until they can get access to the ingredients that they say that they're using and the ingredients that they know are the best for us as consumers. That I can get behind, and that is why I'm so passionate about this company and spreading the word about what we have. So the other thing I want to say is, I did touch on expense versus investment. So look at that when you're shopping, when you're buying groceries, and you're saying to yourself in your head, ooh, that's expensive. Like a lot of people will say, the organic version of this versus the non-organic. Yes, is it more expensive to buy organic? It is. Guess why? Because the people that are producing that food for you, they have to pay extra money to make sure that their stuff is organic, to get it tested, to get it labeled. So yeah, they have to pass that on to the consumer. And that's just the world that we live in. So are you willing to spend a little bit more to have a better quality product to put into your body? So that's something that I had to really start practicing when I was learning about money and how we circulate money. And if I'm constantly saying this is expensive, that's expensive, I can't afford this, I can't afford that, you'll never be able to afford it if that's the language that you're using and you're telling yourself. So when I started changing my money story and I started becoming having a better relationship with money and speaking to and about money in a positive light, my perception shifted, and I started to be incredibly grateful to have the opportunity to circulate money towards the things that make me feel good, towards the things that give me energy, towards the things that enable me to be able to hop on here and speak and not be in a mental fog and not be fumbling and be puffy and bloated and feeling like shit. And that's what would be happening if I wasn't putting the right stuff in my body, right? So the last thing that I want to touch on is, or actually two more things, is, you know, a lot of times people look at Isagenix and they think, oh, it's expensive, because they see this sticker shock of buying a complete 30-day supply of products that are going to help reboot the system, that are going to help rev up the metabolism, that are going to get your body back in balance, fill in the gaps of what's missing. They look at that sticker price and they go, whoa, that's expensive. And why do they say that? Because we're used to going to the grocery store and spending $100 or $80 or whatever for a few days of groceries, depending on where you're shopping. And we do that every week, right? We go to the store every week. Well, if you add all that up, all the grocery store trips that you take throughout the month, or if you're doing online shopping like Thrive Market or Amazon, wherever you're buying your groceries, add it up for the entire month and look at that total price, you'll probably say, whoa, I spent, you know, several $100s on groceries this month. So, but you're not looking at it all at once typically. You're looking at it in little chunks throughout the month. So when you're investing in something like Isagenix to help support your body in help your body better absorb your nutrients, get the minerals that your body needs to reach the cellular level, which is where we need to be absorbing our nutrition. When you look at the price, you have to break it out and you have to say, okay, this several $100s that I'm going to be investing for the month, broken out over per day, is really only about $15-20 a day in most cases. People are spending that on coffees, protein bars, sandwiches, you know, cocktails, energy drinks, all sorts of stuff throughout the week. They just aren't paying attention to how that adds up. And I know this because I talk to a lot of people and I ask them, what are you spending on your breakfast? How much are you spending on that breakfast sandwich and that coffee at Starbucks? Oh, okay, $7 to $10. All right. How's that working for you? Do you feel really good after you eat it? No, they don't. Okay, so now let's talk about your next meal, or let's talk about between your breakfast and lunch. What are you doing? Well, sometimes I'll grab a protein bar, or I'll grab an energy drink, or I'll, you know, grab whatever's handy. Okay, what are you spending on that? Oftentimes it's another $5 that they're spending on a snack or something to give them energy, right? Oftentimes not the best thing. And then lunch, what are you spending on lunch? A lot of times people are telling, well, I go to Chipotle, or I grab this, or I bring my lunch, right? So, okay, let's add that up. What are you spending? And in most cases, people are spending, you guys, between $15 and $20 just in the first half of their day. So when I look at Isagenix and I think, wow, this is a much higher quality product than what's out there. It's way better for you than the drive-thru, or even somewhere like Chipotle, which is more of a healthy fast food. It's going to give you energy. It's going to keep you full and not feeling bloated and like you just ate a big, huge burrito, right? We have energy drinks that are natural, that don't have artificial stimulants or artificial ingredients or sweeteners. Okay, that's a better thing, right? So when I look at what we have and I say to people, what if we took that $20 that you're spending, $15 that you're spending every single day on stuff that's not making you feel good, things that aren't serving you and moving in the direction of your goals? What if we took that money and we just reallocated it and we said, okay, instead of spending it over here, we're going to move it over and we're going to spend it at the Isagenix grocery store? That's what we do. We reallocate spending. So we're not spending any additional money. We're just moving it over to a different source, right? So for me, Isagenix is my grocery store. I buy a lot of my nutrition through that grocery store. I also go to the regular grocery store and I buy fresh fruits and vegetables and lean meats and healthy fats and all of that stuff because I eat a lot of real food too. But I also know that, hey, I'm somebody who's going to run into the gas station every once in a while and grab a protein bar. Would I rather grab something that I'm not really sure what it is, what's in it, where it's from, if it's even good for me? Or would I rather buy it from my Isagenix grocery store, buy a box of bars and have them handy? I know what's in it. I know it's going to make me feel good. Same thing goes for my protein. Same thing goes for my supplemental minerals and vitamins and immune support. For my immune support, I put it right into my shake, my protein shake. I'm going to drink protein shakes anyway. Why wouldn't I buy it from a grocery store that is also paying me back? So here's the last thing that I'm going to touch on is that when I go to Natural Grocers, or I go to Sprouts, or I go to Whole Foods, or I go to wherever I shop, they aren't paying me to shop there. They aren't rewarding me back for buying my groceries there and being a loyal customer. Maybe I'll get a kickback every once in a while, $2 off this, whatever. They are not paying me back for being a loyal customer. Isagenix pays me back for being a loyal customer. Isagenix pays me back for referring my friends and family to their grocery store. Why would I not continue to buy my groceries there, and why would I not continue to refer people? And everybody has that same opportunity, even as a customer. Regardless of what your interest is in the Isagenix business opportunity, which is what I choose to do full time because it's given me time freedom and it's completely changed my life. Regardless of your interest in the business opportunity, which it's not for most people, as a customer of our products, you have the opportunity to earn product coupons that you can use to buy your groceries by referring your friends and family. So what better way to get money back on your groceries and being rewarded for being a loyal customer? So that is where I'm going to stop, because I could go on and on about this for hours and hours, but I just encourage you to look at a couple of things when you're using the word expensive. Put it into perspective and think about, why am I using that word? What's coming up for me? Why do I think that this is expensive? Oftentimes, if you sit and you think about it and you really be honest with yourself, it comes down to where you're placing priorities and what you value in your life. If you value your health, if you trust the person that is sharing this with you, if you trust me, if you feel that I'm authentic and real and open and honest, and you can go by my word and my belief in this company and this product and say to yourself, okay, if this is truly what she says it is and it's going to make me feel better, do I value my health enough to give it a try and to see if it's going to help me and to see if this is a good way for me to invest in my health? There's a 30-day money-back guarantee, you guys. That's honestly the reason I started. Was I said, this is not going to work for me. I was a total skeptic. I said, there's a 30-day money-back guarantee. I'm going to try it, and I'm going to send it back if it doesn't do anything for me. And within 10 days, like I said in the beginning of this video, I was lit up with energy. I was out of the mental fog. My energy was through the roof. My workouts were freaking awesome. And my little Lululemon shorts, they started hanging on me. And that was when I said, like I said earlier, there is something to this. And what it comes down to, again, I'll say, is we are overfed and undernourished. We are eating and eating and eating, and our bodies are starving for nourishment. We are eating a lot of empty calories. We are eating foods that are depleted. And it's not our fault. It's not your fault. It's the way that our world has gone, where the food system has gone to feed the masses of people. We've mass-produced food-like items for people to eat. A lot of people are eating stuff that's empty. So the body's still starving for the essential minerals and nutrients and things that we need at the cellular level in order to thrive. So I'm going to wrap it up there. Thank you so much for listening. Those of you that stuck around, or those of you that are watching this on the repeat, I would love to serve you. If you are moved by this message, if this has changed your perception at all, please reach out and let me know, because it's my absolute passion to educate people and help people really understand what the body needs in order to thrive. So have a beautiful day. See you guys later. Happy 4th.